All right, my man. State your name and let them know you on Real Talk with Nick.
Yo, what up, y'all? This is Victor, and I'm on Real Talk with Nick.
That's what's up. Nick fan.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, shit. I like how
yeah,
this shit is
hell
going
yeah.
already. Who's your favorite player, man?
In the Knicks organization? Holy crap. I like all these young cats. I think we got something special going on. We just need to be patient.
But if you had to pick one, who's your favorite?
Oh, RJ.
What you like about his game, man?
He's all-around game. He could be like 0 for 12, but he's rebounding, he's playing defense, he's pushing the ball. You know, and that's something special. He kind of remind me a little bit of Latrell Sprewell.
Yeah?
Hell yeah. Latrell will contribute in all the different aspects of the game. It wasn't just about scoring. And me as a person who used to play, my kids used to play high school basketball, and even college, one thing that I told him is there's more than one face when it comes to playing basketball. It's not all about just scoring. It's about playing defense, assisting, handling the rock. Your all-around game, become a student of the game. And RJ is that type of person. He's a all-around game, extremely underrated.
You think he's underrated?
Hell yeah.
What do you say to those who say that RJ Barrett, man, he can't play off his left? You know, he can't go to his right side.
I seen him go left. You know, people tend to just simply stay like stuck in the past. If you do one thing wrong, they judge you forever when it comes to that. And at the beginning, RJ, they were criticizing him for not coming in with a left hand. And he worked on it. People even watching the game here, I see him go left a lot. Scoring with the left, scoring with the right. Now, he's almost as good with the right as him. He's a natural left-hander. But I see him go right. I see him go right now a lot.
Okay.
So he's actually developing his right hand more. This year coming up, how can you stop somebody that could lay you out from left to right?
Was you that optimistic about RJ Barrett during the draft, during his draft class, when you had Ja Morant and Zion Williams in the lineup? Because we all wanted Zion Williams, man.
Yes, we did. We wanted Zion. It didn't happen. But you know what? I was happy with RJ. We wanted Zion Williams. So he's more like a New York type of person, his personality. But you know what? I think, we did not. The RJ Barrett pick was a very good pick. It was a hell of a pick, and it's showing. It's showing. Did you see the way the Knicks finished the year? How he took over and became the leader and got everybody together?
Absolutely. Now, speaking of leadership,
yeah.
What do you think of Julius Randle leadership? Because we thought he was the face of the franchise. Yeah. Are you still optimistic about keeping Julius Randle? Because he's kind of under fire with New York Knicks fans. Man.
Okay, here's the thing. And it could be a good situation, it might be a bad situation. The thing with Julius Randle is mental. He had a breakout year. He wanted to have even a better year. And not every year is going to be the same. He became frustrated, but he was still rebounding and assisting. The one thing that Julius Randle needs to do is stop handling the rock so much. Give it to your point guard. That way you could your turnovers will diminish. He didn't get that, so he became frustrated. What happened is you in New York City. People are going to criticize your ass. It's like playing in West 4. People are going to criticize you. Mentally, he couldn't take it. And he started flipping. I love his all-around game. I don't think his year was as bad as people make it out to be when you look at his all-around number. But he made it a mental game. 80% of the game is mental. That's what we've been taught when we're coming up playing basketball. AAU, high school, that's what they teach us. Like 80% of the game is mental. So, he knows that already.
Right.
It's almost like he forgot completely about it. But here's what's happening. If we keep it, then we stop in OB, Toppin.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was getting ready to go with that.
I think Obi Toppin has shown us. They gave him the opportunity, he put up the numbers. If we lose Julius Randle, we ain't losing. We actually winning. Why? Because now you molding all these kids together. And the way that that Toppin play with IQ and RJ, the connection is right there. Look at the way they finish the season.
So you saying if the Knicks trade Julius Randle, it'll be beneficial?
It'll be beneficial. We're not going to lose. Why? Because remember, Ovi's already from New York. He knows what it is to play here. Okay? He even cried the day that
He got
drafted by the Knicks. That's special. That is special.
So are you saying to me, sir, that Julius Randle can't handle the New York media?
No, he can't. He can't. Let me tell you something. People are always going to have their ups and downs. Charles Oakley took some of that heat and he took it like a fucking trooper. Julius Randle's over here smacking a clipboard from people's hand, and people in the huddle, and he's all the way over there in the corner. You make it look like you don't want to be part of the team. It's almost like you want people to pander to you.
Right.
And if you're the leader,
right,
you do not put yourself first.
Right.
Wherever you go, you drag your team with you because it's a team and we're together. He was segregating himself a little bit.
But did you feel like that towards him when he was the 4th seed? An all-star. Knicks was 4th seed. Everybody was loving Julius Randle.
His mentality
MVP.
was different. But what happens is this. Once you have a year like Julius Randle, people expect something like that again. And he wasn't having it. He could have worked himself up to that. Let me give you an example. RJ Barrett started slow. And he heard some of the criticism. They gave him a pass because he's younger and he's still new in the league.
But he elevated his game.
He elevated his game.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's the difference. My man, you're more of a veteran in this league. You understand, you got to understand that fans are going to say and things, and the newspaper is going to have their opinion on you. You got to be ready for that. You don't make this a mental game. 80% of the game is mental. That's what we've been taught since little kids.
Okay. All right, moving right along, man.
Yeah.
Man, you quickly, man. Do you like his game?
I love his game.
Do you think he needs to be mentored a little more under D Rose? Or do you think he's ready to start and perhaps even be the New York Knicks point guard, even though he's a 2-point guard? He's a 2 guard.
You want me to mix this in with the draft? You want me to
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need a point guard in the draft. IQ has shown that he could grow into the starting point guard. Okay? We got, what's the name of the other point guard from the draft? The one we drafted this year.
You talking about Quentin?
No, not Quentin Grant. The other point guard.
It'll come. I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
It'll come.
The one thing that I love, I'm a defensive-minded person. I love defense. The one thing that I don't like about Tom Thibodeau is that he got this ego that people need to prove something to him. My man, you drafted, throw these kids in the fire and let these kids play. Make sure that these kids develop their game. Front office don't need to call you to tell you, listen, why don't you give IQ a little bit more time with the rock to show us if he could be a good point guard.
So you don't like Tom Thibodeau as a coach?
I love him as a defensive-minded coach, but I just got that one thing about him. It's not that I don't like him. Eventually he's growing into that. You cannot draft kids and sit them in the bench. People don't get good on the bench. You got to throw them in the fire once in a blue moon.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Do you think that was the situation with Kevin Knox and Frank Ntilikina?
No.
Like they was being benched too much and
No.
that the coach...
No, they were just not good, period.
Really?
No, they were just not good, period. First of all, Mikal Bridges should have been our pick. And we let him go. We picked Kevin Knox over him. Okay? Kevin Knox, it was supposed to be Mikal Bridges, not Kevin Knox. Because he's all-around game. Mikal Bridges is better defensively, a way better shooter. I don't like this because I don't like the way they pick Kevin Knox because what they said was that Kevin Knox bust Mikal Bridges' ass and all the other players one-on-one. One-on-one does not say you're a great ball player. I could beat you one-on-one. That doesn't mean that I'm 5-on-5, I'm better ball player than you. Your basketball mentality might be better than mine.
Okay.
You understand me? So, because you over here evaluating me, we playing one-on-one, and I bust your ass, that does not say I'm better than you. That doesn't say much about a player. It just says that one-on-one, I'm better than you.
Okay.
But it's a 5-on-5.
All right. Moving right along,
Yeah.
Pop. I like you saying you very whoa, man, you get it in, man. You don't hold no back, man.
Yeah, man.
And you very passionate,
Yes,
man.
I am very passionate. Yes,
Now,
I am.
now I want to talk to you about the centers.
Yeah,
You got Newell and you got Mitchell Robinson, man.
right.
Out of them two, who should we let go and keep, man?
Noel. Let's keep Mitchell Robinson. Because we got that rookie that we drafted last year. He proved that he could play. Let Noel go. He's too fragile. I love him defensively, but if he's not going to be on the floor, then what's the point of keeping him?
Okay. Now you said Newell's too fragile, right?
Yeah.
At
he's
one
always gonna
point,
be.
we were saying that about Mitchell Robinson.
Right. But what happened with Mitchell Robinson? He gained some weight, he gained some muscle, he worked on his body, and he had a better season. He was healthy, he was on the floor, and he was able to show us the future. You know, but Noel, all his career has been up and down with the injuries, up and down with the injuries. Noel has been the same size ever since he came into the league.
Okay.
You got to do something with your body.
Okay. Now I want to talk about Derrick Rose, man.
Right.
Derrick Rose,
Man, I love Derrick Rose, man.
yeah, man. I mean, he was actually on the Knicks twice.
Right.
You know, he's back with us. You know, he got injured. If he didn't get hurt, do you think the Knicks would have made the playoffs?
Hell yeah. Yes. The record shows. You know, of course, it was a big blow. You know, the guy's a leader. He's still, at his age, he's still quicker, faster than 80% of the players out there. We saw these highlights of the old Derrick Rose once in a blue moon. And he developed a jump shot. You know, that was a big blow when we lost him, because even though we had other injuries, Derrick Rose's experience as a point guard was he was able to facilitate with the Knicks. He was able to click with them. He had that experience to actually work with his young cats, you know, and you know, once he left, once he got hurt, there was no leadership.
Right.
You know, he's a combo guard, man.
Right.
You know, we didn't have that after that. That's very, very important.
Yeah. Okay, man. Now I want to talk about coaches, man.
Right.
If Tom Thibodeau got fired,
Right.
who would you want to see fulfill his
Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson?
Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson over Patrick Ewing?
Oh, man. Maybe it's time to give Pat a chance.
I mean, you gotta have one as a head coach, one as an assistant coach. I don't know. I mean,
Mark Jackson, I'm going to let you know why.
okay.
Those championships that the Warriors had belongs to him. He pulled that team together. He mentored Steph Curry. And Mark Jackson was an underrated point guard through the league coming up. Okay. I love Pat, but Pat hasn't shown me enough in the NBA. Mark Jackson has been a head coach. And I think that if you put IQ with Mark Jackson, the same way they put him with Steph Curry, they could build something special, because IQ showed that that's all he needs. That is all he needs. And even though Derrick Rose was injured, he was in his ear. He's willing to listen.
So you saying if Mark Jackson was the Knicks head coach, that
Yes.
Emmanuel quickly could be that point guard?
Yes. Because Mark Jackson is not just somebody that could just simply. Mark Jackson is also a mentor. He could mentor people. He knows how to speak to people. Okay, he know how to get into people's head. He proved it with Monta Ellis, Steph Curry. You know, he made them. When Steph Curry plays a point, he's a great point guard. When he plays a shooting guard, he's a great shooting guard. He loves to shoot, fine. But you know what? He upgraded the point guard position in Steph Curry. Okay, and he pulled that team together.
Okay.
And people listen to him. When Mark Jackson speaks, people listen to him.
So
that
you
whole
think-
team was listening to him.
So he'll do the same for the Knicks? if he was to
Yes, and he's a New York guy. This is where he always wanted to be in first place.
come? All right.
You know?
Now I want to paddle back and forth, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
If Julius Randle, right,
Right,
remains on the Knicks,
right.
is Obi's career
Over.
as a Knick?
He's always going to ask for a trade. You're going to pay the price because he's much more athletic. he could become a better shooter. My man shot over 50% from the field. And in the last 10 games or whatever, he shot like 55 from the field, over 40% from three. What more proof do you need? You threw him into the fire. The man became a fucking fireman, and he walked in and out the building like nothing. He just ran over that building.
So for the record, if we keep Julius Randle, we're gonna lose Obi.
We're gonna lose Obi, and what's gonna happen is we're gonna keep somebody who's moody, and the attitude's gonna go up and down, up and down. You could tell that Obi's more humble. You could just tell his personality. Always smiling, no matter what happened, don't complain, nothing, waiting for his opportunity, and you throw him in there, and he goes and plays. Julius Randle is a moody person. You gotta be humble in life.
Did you know he was moody like that when he was on the Pelicans in LA? Did he
Yes,
stole
I knew he
flashes?
He had that reputation already. So, the Knicks took him in, and he showed enough to give him a new contract or whatever. But in the long run, Obi's going to end up being a better all-around ball player.
All right. Talk to me about Evan Fournier. Are you a fan of Evan Fournier's game?
I love Evan Fournier. I think Burke should be the one out.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So I'm going to ask you now, who you think had a better season between Alice Burke and Evan Fournier?
To me, I like the way Evan fits in with the team. He's more of a team player. And I'm not trying to take nothing away from Burks. The one thing is, how does he fit in with the team? He's not a point guard, and he's not a starter. He's a six. He's somebody that comes off the bench. They put him as a point guard, and every time they put him in as a point guard, most of the time we were losing. He's not a facilitator. He's not a natural point guard. It's too late to make him a point guard. He's not, he doesn't handle the rock the way, okay, once in a blue moon, he'll give you the little break.
And what about that the clutch shooting, man? To me, my eyes, he won some games, man.
Who?
Alice Burke with a clutch.
That's what I'm saying. He could shoot. Let him come off the bench, but not as a point guard. He's stopping Quentin Grimes from coming up. Quentin Grimes, that's who I was trying to say.
Yeah, I mentioned him.
You have to put him into the fight. Tom Thibodeau, why are you keeping this guy in the G League? Didn't he brought him out one day. I think it was Berg was hurt. Somebody else was hurt.
You're talking about McBride.
McBride, I'm sorry. Yeah, McBride.
Yeah, McBride.
He had 59 and like 3 steals. Just after Jimmy. Burke is stopping this young man from actually showing what he has. And what happens is that Burke is getting older. This kid is coming in with the new crops for these young kids. Let them come up together. Burke is stopping McBride from achieving.
As like you think what happened with Obi if we resign Julius Randle.
Definitely. And if you're going to keep Burke, don't give him the rock, man. Let him come off the bench. I love him as a shooter, but I don't love him as a point guard. No.
How you feel about Cam Reddish game? The player from coming from the Atlanta Hawks.
All right. Tom Thibodeau's ego got in the way a little bit. Again, with this guy. He hasn't had a chance to prove himself. I don't think he's going to ever achieve what he's supposed to be achieving on the basketball court. He's another bench guy. You understand me? If you're going to trade for him, which don't tell me to say that that's what, according to the newspaper and the media, that Tom Thibodeau is not much of a fan. I don't care what the situation is, just throw him into the fire. Don't break the guy's spirit. I like him. I just didn't see enough for him to judge him. I don't think they gave him enough opportunity when he was healthy. So I really don't have much to say about him. I love his all-around game. It's just the fact that they gave him so much opportunity with Atlanta in a city that doesn't have the pressure that New York has. He really didn't prove to the people of Atlanta or to me that he could be that type of player in a city like this, where the media and the people will step all over you and just crush you. You're gonna have to learn how to put yourself together and say, I'm here to play.
All right.
I don't think he has that dog in him.
Don't think Cam Reddish got the dog in him.
No, if he couldn't do it in Atlanta, he sure damn ain't gonna do it here.
All right, my man, that's what it is, man. I want to thank you for coming on Real Talk with Nick, where we talk nothing but Nick basketball.
Definitely, man.
And with that, we out. Peace. Oh, and by the way, man, I want everybody to go to the description box of this video. I'm going to leave a link to a song for the New York Knicks. It's called Knicks Are Kings of New York, man. Show some support, man, and we out.
And we got something special coming up.